Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas noches, donde quiera que usted esté. Jenny Rosales nuevamente con tu voz de Lone Star Community Radio. Acuérdense que Voces en Acción se hizo rebranding y nosotros estamos trabajando en un partnership, en un conjunto, en una mezcla entre Lone Star Community Radio y Voces en Acción, y se creó Tu Voz o Your Voice. Y estamos aquí para ayudarlo, para crear nuevos contenidos, para avisar a la comunidad lo que está pasando en el área de Montgomery, en el área de Texas, en el área de los Estados Unidos y alrededor del mundo. Y gracias por estar con nosotros. Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are. Thank you for being with us, for taking time and listening to us and helping us grow Jenny Rosales with your voice, tu voz. And yes, it's a partnership between Lone Star Community Radio and Voces in Action to bring you the last updated information in Montgomery County, everything that is in Texas, United States, and all over the world. And thank you for having your time and your attention on this crazy venue that we're doing, everything that we're trying to just make sure that we integrate the community and work with us. First of all, I would like to thank again to our sponsor, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank has been with us since the 1900s, and they are here to stay. They're working with the community, with Conroe, with Montgomery County. They're helping us grow as a community. They're investing in us, and we're investing in them. And we have an amazing relationship with them. First Financial Bank dedicates themselves to training us and helping us in everything through our finances, from either buying a house all the way to getting a loan or a business loan, anything that needs to be done. And they're here for the community. Contact them, 936-439-1800. 936-439-1800. Let them know that you listen to Jenny Rosales with your voice, and they will be more than glad to attend you as soon as possible. You can ask for Miss Susan, oh my God, I forgot her name. Susan, and then the other person that is contacting us all the time is Susie Woods. Susie Woods, that's what I'm saying. And I'm sorry, Susie, I forgot your name right now. And Susie Woods, she will be in the Department of Financing, and especially with the new mortgage loans and everything. She will be able to help you, especially if you don't have a Social Security number. She will be able to work with you through that and assist you to make sure that you are able to have your dream come true of having an American property and buying a land in your state. That's the one that you decided to be. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much. Again, muchas gracias por estar con nosotros. Quiero ahorita hablar sobre nuestro patrocinador, las personas que están con nosotros todo el tiempo. First Financial Bank es una de ellas. Ellos se dedican en ayudarnos a crecer. Están desde los 1900 con nosotros, a crecer en la comunidad. Se quedan en Montgomery County, en el área norte de Montgomery, en Conroe, para asistirnos financieramente en todo lo que nosotros queremos. Desde comprar un carro hasta comprar una casa. Ellos tienen la manera de especializarse al abrirle a usted la cuenta específica según las necesidades suyas. Y si usted quiere, contáctese con ellos. 936-439-1800, 936-439-1800. Puede preguntar por la señora Susie Woods. Y tantito me olvidé el nombre de ella y pido disculpas. Susie Woods está constantemente trabajando con la comunidad hispana. Tiene varias personas que trabajan junto con ella. Dígale que fue de parte mía, Jenny Rosales, de Your Voice y de Tu Voz. Y automáticamente ella sabe quién soy yo. Y ella le dará a usted una atención adecuada y personalizada. Porque eso es lo que hace First Financial Bank. Ayudarlo personalizar su vida. Si usted no tiene papeles o no tiene seguro social y está en el proceso de conseguirlos, si usted desea comprar una casa y ella puede comprobarle que usted tiene un tiempo aquí, que tiene un ingreso fuerte, ellos pueden ayudarles a llenar la aplicación y asistirlo hasta $400,000 en préstamos. Llámela, 936-439-1800. Y gracias, Susi, por toda la atención y por todo lo que has hecho por nosotros. Thank you, First Financial Bank, for everything that you have done for the community. Gracias. Now, we're having a special guest today. And I'm going to say a special guest today because he never likes to talk. And I decided this is going to be my guest today. It's not that I didn't have guests. I have a lot of guests that I can bring. But at the same time, I decided that I was going to do something more into conversational one. And the owner, the founder, or Lone Star Community Radio is with us today. And his name is Dick Sisler. Dick Sisler is the one that produces my show. He's been a partner of mine for almost 3 years already. And I am so happy to, again, have him in the show, talk to him. And, we're going to talk crazy stuff like he does. I love when he interacts with me because we're friends and we try to communicate closely. Today, the show's today is, and I titled the show, Let's Talk About Violence. Why? Because I decided that it was so much good to talk about everything that is going around, but I want to have the emphasis that we're bringing a guest and one of the proper speakers. I'm going to try to bring Sheriff Wesley Doolittle further down the road so he can sit down and talk to us about everything that is happening within Montgomery County and give us the explanation. But meanwhile, I needed to just let it out because there's a lot of people asking in Spanish in our community what's going on. Hoy tengo un guest que es muy especial, es el dueño, el productor de mi programa, y al mismo tiempo es el dueño de Lone Star Community Radio, le pedí que estuviera conmigo hoy día para que pudiéramos conversar. Vamos a hacer un tipo de conversación donde él va a interaccionar con nosotros y va a dar su opinión de lo que está pasando. Estamos hablando hoy, el tema que le elegí fue, vamos a hablar sobre la violencia. Y elegí violencia porque han pasado muchas cosas en nuestra comunidad que estamos impactándonos y queríamos saber mucho más al respecto. Muchas personas me han preguntado lo que está pasando y cómo yo veo mi punto de vista. Realmente no puedo dar mi punto de vista, pero puedo dar las estadísticas, puedo darle la información adecuada para que ustedes sepan. Before that, I would like to just bring a little note for you guys. Today, in Montgomery County, we had an event that it was a magnificent event. One of our major sponsors within Montgomery County, and I'm going to say in general, her name is Margie Taylor. Margie Taylor has a show here in the community, and at the same time, she's into everything with us. You ask for Margie Taylor or Taylor as PR, and you'll know who it is. Margie, in 2022, lost her son, Joey Lenz, and he was a military. He was a specialist with the Army, and he died due to illness. And basically, Margie, I can say she is a warrior. Due to the things that happened through her son, she has helped create a bill that passed through the Congress, or is passing through the Congress. It's in the Congress, needing to be approved. And basically, is the Joy Lenz a bill, and that bill is basically to protect every single of the Army men or women that are either getting into the Air Force, Navy, or any other branches, and be completely covered health-wise. That means they have to pass tests. They have to make sure they're health-wise, their heart is in condition, everything. So she put that bill out there along with Congressman Luttrell, which I applaud, and a lot of people like Senator Cruz and a lot of people that work with us within our state legislation, like Brandon, Mr. Brandon Creighton, and many of them. They decided to sit down and work with her in regards to this, and thanks the Lord, it went all the way to Washington, D.C., which I applaud this. A woman is a warrior. You lose your son, you usually sit down and cry for years about losing your warrior, losing your baby, because it's your baby. Eventually, it was her baby. And what Margie Taylor did was excel that. She decided, no, I'm not gonna stop until this stopped. That means she made an action. As doing that at the same time, she was able to dedicate Highway 1097 in Willis. Highway 1097 in Willis, Texas, is called now Joy Lenz Highway Memorial Park. That's the name that we have as of today because it was inaugurated today by our judge administrator, Mr. Judge Kehoe. God bless his heart, and several of our prominent people that are working with the community at the same time. Entergy donated a lot of stuff, and Margie has been a warrior. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never seen a woman like that, and I have to applaud her. Margie, on behalf of all the women in the world, thank you for making an example. Thank you for taking your sorrow and your deep sadness and make it into action and help others. Thank you for the memory of Joy Lenz. So we in America know that Joy Lenz was there and has worked there and was able to be recognized. And thank you because your legacy will always stand within us. We love you, Margie, and thank you so much. Estoy hablando rapidito y voy a decirlo nuevamente. Hoy en la mañana tuvimos la oportunidad de un evento grandísimo en el cual la señora Margie Taylor, que es la dueña de Taylor PR, que es una organización que se encarga de hacer relaciones públicas para toda la comunidad aquí en Montgomery. Tiene muchos años, ella tiene un show de radio con Nuestra Community Radio, ella trabaja con nosotros por muchos años, una persona que es una pionera, una persona que me ayudó a mí a tirarme en lo que estoy haciendo yo ahorita, y yo le agradezco a Margie eso. Margie perdió a su hijo en el 2022 de una manera muy trágica. Y él era un especial militar de las Fuerzas Armadas de los Estados Unidos. Ella, en vez de sentarse a su casa a llorar la pérdida de su hijo, lo que hizo es que lo que le pasó a su hijo no iba a volver a pasarle a más nadie. En estos momentos ella comenzó a trabajar conjuntamente con nuestros congresistas, con Morgan Luttrell, con el señor Ted Cruz y con todas las personas que tenía que trabajar para poder escribir una ley que está por pasar en el gobierno de los Estados Unidos, que va a ser aprobada por el señor Trump, en donde especifica que cada militar o cada muchacho que se enliste en la Armada de los Estados Unidos, sea cualquiera el branch sea, Navy, Air Force, Marines, donde quiera que se meta, ese muchacho tiene que pasar por exámenes rigurosos de salud antes y durante los años que esté ahí. Cada año tiene que haber una evaluación física completa, una evaluación de todo su sentido, porque automáticamente sin este tipo de regularizaciones puede pasar lo que pasó con el hijo de ella, que no fue diagnosticado a tiempo con lo que tenía y el muchacho murió automáticamente. Margie Taylor decidió que ella iba a llevar eso al Congreso y lo llevó, y finalmente esa ley va a pasar. Y hoy día, gracias al administrador del condado de Montgomery County y el juez Judge Kehoe, y alrededor de todos los que estaban trabajando aquí en el estado, los representantes de la Casa del Estado de Texas, incluyendo al senador Cruz y a representantes como el señor Creighton y el señor todos los que estaban ahí. Ellos hoy día tomaron la iniciativa de mencionar que de ahora en adelante la calle 1097 en Willis será dedicada con el nombre de Joy Lenz State Highway. O sea, Highway Joy Lenz, la 1097 en Willis, que corre por todo Willis, va a ser el nombre de esa calle de ahora en adelante. Va a usted verlo de ahora en adelante, los markers, cada vez que usted pase a decir Joy Lenz, ya ustedes saben de qué estoy hablando. Es en honor a la pelea, a lo grandiosa que es esa señora. Porque esa señora, con sus lágrimas y con su dolor, porque se dice que en el mundo hay dos nombres: huérfano para el que pierde a sus padres y viudo para el que pierde su esposo, pero para el que pierde un hijo no hay nombre. Margie puso nombre en el de ella. Y todos nos vamos a acordar del legado de Margie y la pelea que ella puso para poder reconocer a su bebé. y que esté en la mente de nosotros, porque Joy Lenz murió, y que la Armada de los Estados Unidos no cometa más errores, ni la Armada, ni Navy, ni Air Force, en no atender a nuestros soldados cuando ellos necesitan atención médica completamente desde entrar hasta cuando se jubilan. Muchos llegan con trauma y no tienen dónde, viven en la calle y están pasando trabajo. Margie se puso a trabajar eso con el congresista y en esos momentos ha sido condecorado. Esta mañana hicieron una ceremonia bellísima a la cual yo aplaudo. Yo quiero que sepan que nunca he visto una mujer así. Esa mujer es una guerrera, una madre intachable. Y yo le dedico estas palabras a ella, se lo dedico de corazón. Margie, eres increíble, Dios te bendiga y como madre eres excepcional. Y eso es ejemplo para muchas mujeres como nosotras. Ok, ahora voy a poner a hablar a mi querido productor, Dick. Hola, Dick. How you doing?
Oh, it's me.
Vamos a hablar con Dick ahorita. Dick Sisler, él es el productor con nosotros.
Doing well.
Hey, I know, man. I know that you're doing great. You look great, man. We have been in and out, and you know how these things around here. But I brought you in because I know we have a lot of conversations to do, but this one is going to be like a pinpoint. This week has been going crazy with violence and everything. And I said, well, we need to talk about this. And I wanted to just express out because there was a lot of people from the Hispanic community coming back to me and saying, what happened? Why they get killed? You know, all the stuff. And I wanted to give ratings out, and I'm like, oh, well, I can do this on podcast over, my house. But at the same time, I want the radio people to know that there's coming, we're bringing Doolittle over here. We're bringing people that are going to talk. We're bringing a guest that's going to be specialized for that. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure that you guys are aware that we're working as a community, and, Lone Star Community Radio with all your shows. And then the same thing, me as part of Voices in Action and going out there to the community, expressing that it's getting solved. Things are getting slowly, but it's speaking. And, we need to give time. So my first question to you, sir, what is your point of view of everything in the last 3 weeks? What's going on? I'm not going to say.
It's been hot.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been really hot.
In all aspects. Yeah. Not the weather, but in all aspects. It's like media all over the place.
Well, it's always that kind of, I don't know if there's a saying for it, but they always kind of say like, oh, if it's hot outside, there's like a boiling point for human beings.
So the heat is killing us too?
Yeah, well, no, not that, but it's like the tensions are rising because it's so hot.
Yes.
And so it's just one of those, I know it's kind of like I don't know if it's a saying, but it's been hot. So that kind of explains a lot what's going on, especially, well, it's kind of hard because this area, nothing really violence-wise has been happening. I know Houston has its own set of problems, but Montgomery County has been kind of quiet. The weirdest one I've read was in Houston since the beginning of the year. They found like 12 bodies in the bayou.
Yes, exactly. I saw that too.
And that to me, I was like, man, that's kind of like, is it the mafia? Like, what's going on over
at
there?
At this point, we don't even know what's going on.
But exactly. the other stuff, it's always been a wildfire, especially when social media kind of got access to everybody. So it's one of those typical things that you see if you're talking about the Charlie Kirk or you're talking about
everything.
Like the violent, just like the guy getting beheaded in Dallas, and then
that's a crazy thing.
You have that poor woman getting stabbed on was it a train or a bus?
It was a train in North Carolina.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, and like I think I told you before, I was like, these kind of acts happen all the time, and the way social media now interacts with our lives, you immediately know it when you wake up, because the first thing you do is you look at your phone, and then you're getting updates from Apple or wherever you get your news. I got to figure out how to turn my Apple News off because I always think it's a text message, but it's like, no, it's
I'm
Apple
going to be honest
News.
with you. I decided not to look at media in a lot of, it have been like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
I don't turn on the TV because basically I get my sources from the undercover people in the bottom.
Well, like the
Rumble and,
The one
and
question
like
I had, it was for Christian Collins. He's a local I don't know the right way to say it, but he's an organizer. He's a conservative organizer, I guess you'd say.
He's a youth minister as well.
He's a youth minister, but like I know I've primarily run into him in the capacity that he does like a youth summit here,
exactly,
and then he's run for office. I think once
he runs for Oregon Luttrell's position.
Yeah, well, at least once or twice. So I just call him a community organizer. That's the nicest way to put it, and not be controversial. But they're having that youth summit, I want to say this weekend.
September something, the 24th, I think it is. This weekend.
It's
next week.
And Charlie Kirk has spoken there.
He was supposed to speak there, and then now.
I mean several times. So it's like, I want to ask him what they're doing, because this thing is on people's minds, like just every day in every way.
Exactly.
So that's interesting to me. That's going on down
Charlie
the street.
Kirk was supposed to be in that show, and they put Governor Abbott. He's going to take that position right now. And let me go ahead and keep my Spanish audience a little bit
sorry.
aware. I know you're in your show. I know that. Well, quiero decirles que estaba hablando con Dick referente a lo siguiente. Estamos hablando le pregunto a Dick, ¿cómo comienza esto? ¿Qué es lo que está pasando? Y me dice Dick, está caliente afuera. Y le digo, ¿cómo está caliente afuera? Me dice, está caliente afuera. Porque no solamente que el Texas es caliente, sino que cuando el calor afecta a las personas se vuelven medio locas y comienzan a actuar locas. Y realmente tenemos un cambio no solamente de nosotros con nuestro sistema, sino que la gente comienza a hacer cosas que no deben de hacer. Y dice que no solamente eso, sino lo que es la intervención de los medios de comunicación y todo lo que está pasando. Primero vamos a decir Charlie Kirk, el muchacho que mataron, que muchos de ustedes no saben ni siquiera quién era Charlie Kirk. Y la muchacha que murió en el tren en North Carolina, Aira se llamaba, que era de Ucrania, que venía salvándose de la violencia de Ucrania para morir apuñalada por un loco, definitivamente. El dueño de un hotel en Dallas la semana pasada, que un cubano le quitó la cabeza y la pateó en el medio de los... Le cortó la cabeza delante de la esposa y delante del hijo, y le pateó la cabeza como si fuera una bola de fútbol en la calle. O sea, dice que a principio de enero sí hubo una información donde encontraron en el Valle de Houston 12 cuerpos. Entonces, estamos tratando de que la violencia se está agravando y está creciendo, y pensamos que es así. Y realmente, dice él, Jenny, esto está pasando de hace miles de años, pero no salen porque, claro, ahora tenemos la tecnología, tenemos los radios de televisión, tenemos todo, que eso es lo que nos está afectando, y estamos viendo esa parte, y tenemos más información en el minuto versus recibir la información de hace muchos años, en 1800, donde les tocaba para tener la información, al menos que llegaran a la casa a las noches para que supieran lo que estaba pasando y vieran televisión si tenían acceso al televisor. Entonces, todo esto está pasando en momentos, y eso es lo que está pasando con nosotros. Okay, Dick, so at this point, you're saying that, yeah, we are in a minute, and, we didn't have, in the 1800s, we didn't have the amount of technology that we have right now. So that's part of, we can get the information quicker. And then, of course, that's why we know that there's this type of violence everywhere.
Well, it's not just that, too. It's also the value we put on these terrible events.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, I was shocked of the ripple effect of the Charlie Kirk situation, just because it touched every aspect of my life.
Me too. Exactly.
And I personally knew who he was through just like the reels on Instagram, TikTok kind of thing. Like I knew he started Turning Point because Turning Point was really interesting to me as a business and how much money they really made. Because I always find those kind of industries interesting because of the radio station. Because like you're basically making money because you talk.
Exactly.
And I knew that, but I didn't know really much of what he was talking about.
I got to meet him. He was an amazing man. I got to meet him.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to be when you're a public figure. So,
and not only that, he was.
But every public figure,
very humble kid,
But again, like we put a lot of value in that guy because clearly after he was murdered, everyone was talking about it, not just his fans. Everybody. And it was kind of weird. It weirded me out a little bit.
Do you know? Somebody said,
and I don't think that's a good way to talk about someone who's passed away, but it was just it weirded me out to see the response of everybody, and I'm like,
And not only here, you saw the people in the streets in UK. People were in the street. I have videos. People in the streets with his picture and prayers.
Yeah.
People everywhere.
No,
We're talking about UK, Australia, people in Japan, in Japan. Doing the same thing. Vigils for this guy. I never seen something like that in my life. Instead of destroying cities, people were kneeling, praying, and asking God for this guy. So I guess something he did made an impact, a very big impact. Yeah. I know that last time I was watching one of his videos, and that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And he, as Catholic, because I'm Catholic, it was kind of like impactful because he came and he talked about the Virgin Mary, something that people that are from other religions do not believe about that. And I'm like, whoo, he talked about that. He was very, very, a person that will speak his mind and clearly with the data and everything about things that he believed that will help him get to Christ.
That's good.
And it was good. But, the impact of TikTok, that's what is killing me.
Well, that's what I was kind of talking to you about it, because the way I think about, like, say, A. Charlie Kirk, I don't mean him as a person, but just A. Charlie Kirk, he really got his springboard because of social media and how the average human being consumes anything.
Exactly.
And I was sitting there and I was looking at, especially when Donald Trump, I think it was like in 2015, that's when I started noticing, like, hey, it's really easy just to say anything you want on the internet.
It's scary.
And anyone could believe it or anything like that. So when I thought about A. Charlie Kirk, it's like we've had like 10 years of this dude, little snippets through the reels, like the 15-second clips, the 30-second clips. And it really shows you how the response people had about him specifically. It's how easy we are, not necessarily manipulated, but convinced of certain things. Yeah,
he was an influencer.
Yeah, influence of certain things, because most people, I would say, know him through digesting those 15-second clips, 30-second clips.
Exactly. And people don't even... Can you imagine me that I went into... And this sign up for Turning Point USA.
Yeah, well, a bit more of
people
just...
that were literally listening to him.
People understanding, but... I mean, imagine you have 100 people in a room, and you say, like, do you know who Charlie Kirk is? Well, everyone might say yes because they've seen it on their Facebook for like a second.
Exactly.
But then, you have like 10% of those 100 people might be like, no, I'm actually a subscriber. I do the Patreon, or I pay money. I go see him.
Exactly.
But then you have like 30-40% are like, oh, I've seen the reels. I've seen them several times. And you know how those algorithms work, where it's like, oh, you watch that video, we're going to give you like 20 more. Mm-hmm. And then you have like the 20% who are like, don't like him because of what his views are.
Exactly. And then we have he's reaching out to the youth.
Well, no, I get that. No, but what I was trying to say is that's why I don't know why I'm shocked at the response.
You shouldn't have.
Because like when I was thinking it that way, I was like, yeah, everyone kind of knows who this guy is in one capacity or another, just through the way we consume stuff.
Exactly.
Even if you're not a fan of him, and somehow for some reason the internet always sends it to you. Wow. You always find out because he's always on the internet.
Exactly.
always producing clips.
Exactly.
And that's why I'm not surprised about the people responding, saying mean things, or misquoting him or quoting him truthfully. It's like
people even making laugh about him there.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but like that's just the way it is, because all that content for 10+ years is available.
Exactly.
And you can take that content and do whatever you want with it and say, like, see what he said in this 15-second clip. And I'm always like, yeah, it's 15 seconds. And he's sitting down, so clearly he talked for more than 15 seconds.
Exactly. And then
I'm not really into that kind of stuff. I don't. I think it's funny, but it's like that's as far as those.
Well, because you do content that is live. You do
like here. That's why I like the radio station.
That's what it is.
Yeah, because like I'd rather listen to somebody for an hour, but I can only listen to so many things every day.
Exactly.
And I ran into that problem with a friend of mine. Was they were like. They consume stuff all day, and like, I recommend this, and I go right when she started sending me this stuff, I go, I'm probably not going to look at any of this.
Wow.
And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, I listen to people all day at the radio, TV station. I hear Lone Star Community Radio. I don't have it in me to like to listen
Continue
to
looking when you have your time off. You on your phone.
I'm like, I can't do it. And like that's why I choose to do other things like bowl or, watch something funny. Like I'm a funny person.
Exactly.
I like funny things when I want to be entertained. I'm like, I don't want to just sit here and listen to this guy talk about Israel and Palestine. Like I just can't do it.
Okay.
But that's me personally. But that's why I was to answer your question at the beginning with the violence. Like I'm not shocked, but I am shocked
Okay.
because you don't really know what the boundaries are in that world.
Él está hablando sobre el tipo de balance que hay en el mundo y ver la situación como estamos y que muchas personas conocían a Charlie Kirk y no la conocían. Tú entras a un cuarto y de 100 personas, quizás todas te dicen que lo conocen porque lo veían en Facebook y los reels que tenían, que era de 15 minutos, 5 o 10 minutos, unos reels de 90 segundos. No era definitivamente... Era poco la información porque realmente el hombre ponía parte de su show completamente 15 minutos cortada y lo ponían en TikTok y muchos en TikTok lo conocían. Pero no era, te puedo decir que un porcentaje de esas personas que están en ese cuarto, como ejemplo, quizás tenían un 10% de conocimiento de él porque eran realmente suscritos en lo que se llama Turning Point USA, que era el radio de él. Él tenía una cadena de radios adentro, porque él era como Lone Star Community Radio, tenía una cadena de shows en su radio y trabajaba y era pro la comunidad. Ahora, él dice que es increíble, que le ha impactado y me ha impactado a mí también el hecho de ver cómo la gente ha reaccionado a la muerte de esta persona. Cómo la gente ha tenido diferente y que no solamente él, sino todo el mundo. Y le dije, sí, en todo el mundo, porque también tuvieron, en vez de tener la gente ir destruyendo de lugar a lugar, la gente se pusieron a orar, las iglesias llenas de oración, todo el mundo está orando. Es más, él lo entierran el domingo. Tengo entendido la celebración más grande va a ser este domingo el 21 y va a ser con el presidente Trump, con la esposa de él y creo que va a ir J.D. Vance, el vicepresidente va a estar ahí. Muchas personas van a estar en Arizona en el evento magnífico que van a hacer en un estadio porque ese muchacho movió mucha gente. Durante más de 15 años movió gente. Entonces automáticamente el ver el impacto tanto positivo como negativo, porque acuérdense que también tenía enemigos, había gente que no le gustaba de él, gente que razonó o reaccionó, qué chévere, y comenzaron a bailar y a hacer cosas en línea. Eso afectó mucho a muchos de los viewers. Entonces han habido personas afectadas por eso, porque han perdido sus trabajos, han tenido problemas, pero también ha habido personas que han sido felicitadas por la opinión perfecta. O sea, y yo estaba leyendo un artículo, and I'm going to say this in English too. I was reading an article this morning or yesterday morning in regards to Simone Biles. Simone Biles is one of the most athletic females, the best, one of the Olympian Olympians of the USA team. Am I right? This girl eventually she went to kindergarten, to daycare with my son Luis, so I know her personally. That girl is amazing. She's petite, very nice. She's married and she has a wonderful life. And there was in 2021 or something, she didn't continue.
Yeah.
And Charlie Kirk came in, boom. And automatically he said that she was not a good athlete. He was really against her.
Yeah.
She replied now. She never replied then. She replied now. And we were thinking she was getting mad. No, she replied with the most respect towards the family of the Kirks about the losing of Charlie. She says, not everybody needs to be on the same plate, on the same agreements mentally, like I can believe my own stuff and he can believe whatever and he can say whatever it is. But at the end, it's a human being and he has the right to speak. And that's something kind of attention, somebody will probably write something wrong. No, she did write an amazing, beautiful thing about that, saying that she was honoring his legacy and then basically saying, hey, at the moment that he wrote originally or said originally about me, this and this, I didn't reply. But now I'm replying because I know he passed away and in the horrific way that he passed away, you know what I mean? And it was kind of honorable from a standpoint that there's people that are not on the same page with him.
Well, see, this is what's interesting because I didn't hear about this, so I just look it up.
Okay.
And this was a couple days ago, I guess.
Yeah, I think exactly.
But now the news sources are saying that wasn't her saying those things.
Oh, can you imagine? See how it changes? Something.
So,
you know,
again-
it depending on how you guys are viewing stuff, and that's what I'm saying. The media is so. I can say this. Sometimes,
But
we
see,
just
that's what I'm
being
saying. These kind of
manipulated.
things, yeah, it's manipulated.
Some
and
things are manipulated. Some things are not.
That's why I'm so tired.
And yeah, you're not the only one, because
Yeah.
we're looking and we're reading things thinking that are good sources,
I'm
and they're not
tired,
good
boss.
sources. And now with the AI, man, oh my God, you know.
Oh no, I that stuff's hilarious to me. But no, the other day, Jenny, one of our hosts goes, "Well, let me check with chat." And I go-
ChatGPT?
and he just says chat, like we're on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, what do you think about this, and this? Can you think about this?" And he's like, "Okay, well, that's all great. Those are great ideas. Let me check with chat though before I get back to you." And I go, "Who's chat?" Like I was like, "Is that a person that like it was in our conversation? Like is someone else on the phone? Like
ChatGPT?
yeah, I was like, is that your wife? Like who's chat?" And he's like, "Oh, ChatGPT." I'm like, I didn't ever really think what I was telling you needs to be shared with chat, but if that's how you want to live your life and everything goes through chat, that's cool. But really, I started laughing. I was like, I didn't think people would rely on Chat GPT for all that stuff.
Oh yes, I see.
But no, looking at the Simone Biles, it looks like it was fake.
So it was fake,
Yeah.
according to your sources. According to
And
your sources,
that's one thing I can't imagine this young lady waking up and people are sharing all these things. The Facebook post was fake, the original source,
Okay.
and it's just like, do I really have to go out on
Publicly now.
camera and be like, I didn't write that? Because it's a lose no matter what you do. Because like,
Exactly, because they're gonna put
because they're gonna be like, oh, so what is your opinion of it?
exactly.
And then
She
you're
doesn't
like,
wanna hear it. Well, my sources came. It was her manager. They say that her manager was the one talking about it.
Yeah, well, that's what
Okay?
I'm saying. It's one of those. And again, 10 years from now, they might believe like someone will be like, oh, remember that Simone Biles?
Well,
post?
at least she didn't spoke negatively. Nothing was negatively. So at this point, they haven't
Oh.
stated point of view negatively.
I
so
mean-
let's give it a question mark on that then.
Well,
because-
the way I tell my friends about this misinformation stuff, I go, this has been going on for like hundreds and thousands of years, right? And they're like, what do you mean? And I go, think about the Bible.
oh my goodness, that's another story.
And they were like, okay, well, I was like, the Bible's been rewritten in different languages for over 1,000 years,
Exactly.
and it's about interpreting the Word of God, right? And they're like,
Exactly.
yeah, I was like, yeah, but people have been misinterpreting it for the same amount of time.
Not only that,
Because like you have like the New King James version, and then you have the New International
and
version,
the
and then
Bible, the
then you
Gateway
have the
Bible from the
Torah.
Catholic Church, the,
What's I'm saying? Like
the German Bible.
you never
everything.
know which one's like. You're like, oh yeah, I remember.
Well, let me tell you something.
Was
about
it wine or was it mead or was it what kind-
Wait, not only that,
But, like,
remember that the Germans were,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
the
like
Germans
it-
were the ones who had it in Latin and in
Oh,
it was what's his name, Martin Lutero,
yeah.
the one who translated in
yeah,
into,
and that's what I'm saying. It's
into
like, it might
German
not be
to make sure,
the intention might not
Exactly.
be bad,
And
but it's
who
still
who tells me that Martin Luther
Yeah.
did a good translation in German, and according to the Pope and according to
Yeah.
the sources in the Pope, he says that the translation in German was correct. So at this
because like
point, I'm
I can't
hey.
imagine being like a Simone Biles or anything like that. Especially like I can't imagine being like a Donald Trump because every day whatever you say, like you could say I like ice cream.
And they put
And
a-
then someone's like, "Hey, can you believe he supports obesity and like diabetes?" And it's like, "Wait, I just like ice cream." And then so,
and that's what's happening. That's what's happening. They're destroying.
well, I mean, and that's it depends on the individual. Same thing with
Individuals.
Charlie Kirk. Like, the unfortunate
Exactly.
thing for him is his life was online.
exactly.
A lot of people don't really think from that
They're
perspective.
not
like,
saying no. No, wait. Let me
like
tell
his
you this one.
job
You
was
haven't even know this.
his job was to be online and
Exactly.
communicating.
And now he dies. No, guess what? All the stories conspiracy that he's alive now. The same
Well,
thing with
that's
Elvis
always-
Presley and with everybody else. They're the
Yeah.
same thing. When a famous person died, like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw him in Paris and he was walking.
Man.
So at this point, we're trying to figure it out what's right, what's wrong. We don't even know. And it says in the Bible too.
Well,
that
like
in the last times there's going to be a lot of confusion, and that's what
Well,
we're going
because
through.
there's, they always say that the truth shall set you free, but then it's on top of it, it's like what the pursuit of truth
Yes.
Like we don't really care.
Exactly.
And I mean, I'm not even saying I'm guilty of it. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to say I'm guilty of not caring. Like, I think it's unfortunate. I think there's so many sad things that involve with that Charlie Kirk guy. But then again, it's like, I don't know how you can use that as an example to push another agenda.
Exactly.
Without seeming like you're pushing an agenda. That's the way I feel about it today. I'm like, everyone keeps talking about it, but then like the Jimmy Kimmel thing is really funny to me.
Oh, that's another thing. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there thinking like, you would think it's not a smart time to mention anything about it.
Especially if you're against him and you're working for
not even against him. It's more of like, because though, you always have that time of mourning.
Exactly.
And it's like, and it's different for everybody. Like, I mean, you have a whole country like the United Kingdom has like a whole day dedicated to the Queen dying.
Exactly.
And like everyone's mourning for I don't know how many. There's so many things in past histories where like, we have to mourn for 100 days. Those kind of things, like certain villages and stuff like that.
Because of the tradition, cultural traditions.
But it's also, I'm sitting there going like, who's the smart person in the room there? It's like, hey, let's do an opening monologue 3 days later talking about something that is a fire, like a bonfire right now.
And not only that, he
well, it reminds me of like, do you remember like when the Boston bombing happened?
Exactly.
And just the chaos that ensued, like, and it just turned out to be two young kids. But like people were like, it was this group, it was that group.
And it was two young kids that put the bombs.
But then it's like, I'm sitting there going, and everyone was looking for them, and people were online were like, oh, I think I saw them.
Exactly. Exactly.
But again, it is interesting to.
The same thing happened over here, and the same thing going to keep happening as long as we're not being informed correctly and we don't get the right sources. The only thing is that.
Think about that's one of my favorite things about 9/11.
Exactly.
Because I was eighth grade when that happened. What was really funny to me was growing up through the next like 5 years after that, I never fully got the full picture. Meaning like who did it. And they're like, oh, it was Osama bin Laden. And I'm like, okay. But that's not like a country.
Well, and
but people are so used to fighting countries. So it's like, how do we make it feel like we're going to fight a country? But it's Osama bin Laden and his cronies.
Exactly.
And then it's like, but then of course how we reacted was, we had the TSA. That was like the outcome of it after Obama.
That's what we are searched everywhere in the United States every time. It was like the reflect action of what happened, So now we're leaving this. We're gonna get attacked. We live in that is trying to stress situation that we don't know where you're gonna go into a place and it's gonna be boom.
Well, not even that. It's like, what do we do as a society after the fact? Like I remember when I don't know if it was George Bush, but it's like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Like it was Obama.
It was Obama. It was Obama.
Yeah,
and so that's what because that's how long ago. I'm like, I don't even remember, but I just remember him going, "We got him," and I'm thinking to myself, so what now? Like, what do we do now? And unfortunately for us as a country, we don't really I feel like we don't focus on things that really matter, and that's the people. Because it's like the 9/11 was a tragedy. How do we help the families that were affected by it?
3,000 of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like opposed to putting all our efforts to find a guy in a bunker in like a sand. Like,
exactly. But this is so funny that
But then again, I don't know.
Everything happened like 9/11 was Kirk dies on 10, and we're celebrating 30 years of 9/11 on the 11th.
Well,
and
every day is gonna be filled with these tragedies. If you really wanted to focus on it, every day it has like a tragedy.
We don't know when it's gonna be your time. Whenever it's your time, it's time to go. It's gotta go.
But
But it's really, 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 really stressed hearing the media not giving the right information. And
you have to have.
There's a lot of people lying and giving misleading information.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand that part. But at the same time, then we have people like Zuckerberg, Facebook. The guy puts out there, what's it called?
They're doing their. Well, it's kind of like
that research, and
it's like the YouTube problem.
Fake news, everything is fake news. So what is right?
It's the YouTube problem, meaning billions of videos are being uploaded to YouTube, or millions at least a day. YouTube can't look at all of them.
Exactly.
So there's no reasonable expectation to expect YouTube or a certain member or group to be able to oversight all that stuff. Same thing with the news, because for some reason they took the bait of like, we got to be first instead of we got to be right and then first.
Wow.
So unfortunately, that's where we are as a society. We have to know now And that's where the misinformation, because it might not be intentional.
Well, yeah, but then do you really believe in Google? Everything you put out there is fake news,
Well,
fake news. Or
Simone Biles is a great example.
Duck.
But then again,
and it's a different
like
engine.
I remember my mom. I told my mom to get off the internet. I was like, Mom, you got to get off the internet.
Exactly.
Dude.
You go to Google and it says it's fake news, and then you go to DuckDuckGo,
but you
and it gives you another information.
But you also
it's
can't expect a Mark Zuckerberg to be absolute.
Exactly.
So it's like you can't be mad at him. You're like, he's probably doing because there is a way to do it, but it would restrict everybody.
Everybody, exactly.
So it's like, do you want more user engagement, or do you just want to have like certain sources to be trusted? And then we're already questioning certain sources now. Like, think about the last 20 years. No one likes the New York Times. No one likes Time.
We don't even read any newspapers
No one
anymore.
likes any of that stuff because they're fake news. And it's like, I love it. I was like,
but now what is killing is the rate I'm going to give you. I went through several sources and they're giving me the same amount of rate. Eventually, violent crimes have come down 17% this year versus last year.
It's because of social media. They're too busy on the phone.
So there's no time to kill people?
There's no time to, I don't.
He's a joker. You guys got to get him.
No, I don't. I know it. Well, that to me, those statistics are always going to go up and down.
Yeah, exactly. Well, right now we're down.
Depending on where society is at the time.
Categories, homicide rates, aggravated assault, gun assault, sexual assault, domestic violence. Eventually, in Montgomery County. It's a high rate compared to...
The murder rate in Montgomery County, I don't even know what it is.
No, the domestic violence in Montgomery County is high.
Oh, I believe that.
Okay, and that was already, we having issues with that. But if we quote the whole country, it says... domestic violence,
it changes
4%.
It changes.
So it's like it changes per capita per.
Well, also like
city.
The Montgomery County reason is probably because of the population growth.
Exactly.
So it's like you're always going to have the bad when the good comes too.
Not only that, we're a transit city. People come through us to go to
wherever.
Go
to Dallas or go to Houston.
So are we coming down?
But they come here.
To the border?
They come here to beat their wives. Okay. They make a pit stop.
But remember, domestic violence is not only beating your wife; it's beating your husband
or kids.
Beating your child,
or
child beating
kids.
you.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of domestic violence.
There's a whole lot of WrestleMania going on in Montgomery County. That's where people stop.
Look, carjacking, 32% down compared to 2035, 2034.
That's because no one can afford cars. Let's be real.
Everybody's able to afford a car right now, so they don't have to carjack cars.
I saw a car today, Jenny, that it was like a little tiny Kia, and it had one of those boot tires or like the spare tire on it.
Uh-huh.
And the lady was going slower than a Mack truck hauling concrete, and I'm sitting there going like, "Oh, she's having a terrible day, going 15 miles an hour." And I was like, and I go, either she has no care in the world, or that thing's gonna blow up. And
but going back,
I wouldn't even call it a car. I'd be like, just get a horse and buggy if you're gonna go that slow. Like,
might as well go to the countryside and do that. Am I right?
Well, I mean, because I was sitting there, it was so funny. In front of me, I see this little car, and then I see this Mack truck, and the speed limit's 35. So it's not like a speeding area. And I'm just like, man, we're going like 18 miles an hour with these guys. Because at some point in life, you always feel like, do they even have the foot on the gas?
Oh my God!
And you're like, I wonder if this is just momentum. We're just rolling down the hill. The stats to me never, because the thing I hate about the stat world, especially in the political or the metro area, like in Houston, is they can say, hey, it's down, but they can never really tell us why.
Exactly. That's something that I never saw why.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, it's just down.
In all the reports, there's no way why it's been down. But I'm thinking more the restrictions of the new bill that is passed on the 4th of July, the beautiful big bill that has been, all the 18 or 28 bills that have been signed.
Well, to be honest, what I think it is from what I observed, is we as neighbors aren't interacting anymore.
With other countries?
Well, just in general, like human beings aren't, they're interacting online. They're not doing person to person stuff.
Oh yeah, we're not more.
Because think about, like, you can literally live your life without talking to anybody in person right now.
That's why people
you
go
can get
crazy.
a job online.
That's why we have
You
crazy
can you can
people.
get your groceries delivered and
Exactly.
and just you can
2020.
all your
2020.
furniture, pretty much everything can be ordered.
2020.
can
That's what I'm
fi-
saying. Everything changes
You can
from
fix your own
2020.
house. Like every part you'd ever imagine, you can find it. Probably pay a lot more, but like it is what it is. And that's why I always love the anxiety people get, because I help people fix stuff at their houses, like my friends. And there was always that comment, I'm so glad you came and helped us. It wasn't just some stranger, some maintenance guy. And I'm sitting there going like, what's wrong with the maintenance guy? And it's like, where are you living where you have to like have a gun on you when the guy's fixing your dishwasher?
Come on, hold on one second. Let me get my gun because the guy's
The dishwasher guy's here. You can't trust that guy. No, and I think that's really, if you look at the crime, like if you look at all the stats of anything of humans, like we just don't talk to each other. So it's either really high tension or like, I don't want to deal with it, I'm out.
Miren lo que
Well,
acaba
think about
de decir Dick. Y déjenme decirle lo que acaba de decir Dick para que ustedes entiendan. Estamos hablando de todo lo que está pasando, lo que es la interacción con el ser humano y el internet, todo lo que es media, todo lo que es televisión, todo lo que es redes sociales, ha impactado a la persona de manera que sí, yo di un rate que dicen que supuestamente los rates de crímenes alrededor de los Estados Unidos desde el año pasado para acá ha bajado 17% comparado con el año pasado. Entonces me dice, bueno, Jenny, acuérdate una cosa, la media tiene a la persona ocupada, así que no salen para que las maten. Y yo me he reído porque lo dice, o sea, tú no sales, no hay más actividad en la calle, la gente no, los amigos con amigos, ya tú no estás, la gente no está teniendo el tiempo como el tiempo de antes que íbamos y visitábamos, ya no visitamos, ya nos podemos ver en televisión, ya nos podemos ver en Zoom, nos podemos ver en cualquier lugar y automáticamente no hay que visitarse. No hay, pero todo a raíz de que del 2020, de que el 2020 la pandemia nos hizo meternos en nuestras casas y en nuestras vidas, pero al mismo tiempo de ese 2020 han salido todos los problemas mentales que tiene la sociedad. ¿Ok? Porque ese 2020 nos enseñó a estar entre nosotros y no socializar, no tener una socialización. Y la socialización es lo que está pasando. Entonces, cuando finalmente salimos de nuestro encierro, no sabemos cómo socializar y nos volvemos locos. Entonces, hacemos actos criminales que nos impulsan a realmente que caigamos en esos problemas de violencia. Entonces, claro, este muchacho, Charlie Kirk, tenía completamente en su vida era el comunicación mediante la radio, la televisión, los podcasts. Ese hombre estaba constantemente en eso y él se manejaba mediante eso. Así que tenía gente en contra de él y gente a favor de él. Toda la familia, todas las personas liberales estaban en contra de él porque él era un hombre conservador, completamente conservador, y encima que era un hombre conservador, era un hombre que además de haber ayudado al presidente Trump a correr la campaña política del 2016, de que muchos jóvenes votaran por él, porque él iba de universidad en universidad a los Estados Unidos a hablar a los jóvenes de cómo convertirse en cristianismo, cómo ayudarse a ellos mismos a ser mejores hombres, mejores mujeres, cómo implementar lo que es realmente que hay un hombre y una mujer, que es la ley natural de la vida y la ley natural de acuerdo con los Estados Unidos, porque eso es lo que se dictaminó la primera firma del legal que hizo el presidente Donald Trump fue: hay un hombre y una mujer en este estado. En estos Estados Unidos se reconoce el hombre y la mujer y punto solamente. Ahora, si usted se cree otra cosa o si usted cree que es otra cosa, eso es suyo y su opción. Usted puede hacer lo que le dé la gana, pero simplemente se reconoce con el sexo que fue asignado en el momento de su nacimiento. Eso, a muchas personas están en contra de eso. Y eso le traía a él problemas, muchos problemas, al extremo que, bueno, ya vimos lo que pasó. Ahora, él como persona hizo un movimiento grande que ha traído a millones, como dije anteriormente, en Europa, y no solamente aquí en los Estados Unidos, sino en Europa hubieron movimientos de oración, la gente en la calle protestando porque ese muchacho murió. Entonces, es imposible no tener ese, ¿cómo se llama? Ese tipo de reacción y verla claramente. Voy a tomar un break en estos momentos. I'm going to take a break.
No, that's it.
That's it. Am I running time?
Yeah.
Sí, me está mandando a cerrar y no es justo. You're making me close and it's not fair. You're closing me. What time is it? Come on, give me 5 minutes.
You've been talking for 54 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Has that been good? You've been talking, not me.
I've been having a good time, but we got to go. We got to wrap it up. We got another show coming in.
Sí, todos tenemos jefe. Él es jefe mío. ¿Están viendo? Bueno, vamos a hacer una cosa. Antes de cerrar, quiero decir lo siguiente. La historia se repite. Si no vemos el pasado, se repite. ¿Cómo podemos hacer esto? Investigar, averiguar, educarse, leer y mantenerse proactivo. Voy a traer en mi próximo show que venga, vamos a traer un experto que nos hable sobre todo lo que está pasando y que nos diga cómo podemos realmente acopilar toda esta información que se dio hoy, que habló Dick sobre las cosas que están pasando alrededor de Estados Unidos y cómo podemos reaccionar. I am going to take up time just to say this. I'm going to bring an expert. That expert is going to come and sit down with us, and that expert is going to talk to you guys about how to cope with all the stuff that is going on, and how can you make your life be easier when you're socializing for the first time after being in closure for 4 years after the pandemic. Because basically, 2020 was the reaction of everything that is happening right now, and we're in closure. We need to come out. We need to be socializing more, like Dick just said, and we need to make sure that we are able to understand that there's people with mental health issues, and the mental health issue is a big deal in the United States of America. And of course, please, there's their hotline. I have to say 1-800 hotline, which is you can text 988 if you have mental issues. Text 988 or dial 988 automatically in your phone. It'll give you directly to the hotline in mental health issues. If you guys are needing help, there's places like both sides of our Mercy that you can reach here in Montgomery County. And there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of like Tri-Country Medical Health Center and Lone Star Medical Health Center here for those people that are in need. Hay un número de teléfono que tienen que tener con ustedes en caso tal de que ustedes personas con problemas mentales severos, marquen 988 en su texto o en su teléfono, automáticamente les va a marcar la línea directamente, o pueden llamar al 211 para investigación más detallada, o pueden contactar a personas como Mosaic Mercy o el Tri-County del área de County de aquí de Montgomery County para poder asistir. Yo nuevamente, en el poquito que les traje de tiempo, quiero decirles mis más respetos a la familia Kirk por la pérdida. Lo mismo, mis más respetos a todas esas personas que han perdido un ser humano por violencia, que estamos en sus oraciones y que los apoyamos. And again, closing, I'm just going to say my utmost respect to the Kirk family and everybody that have fought through him, all the people on the media, on his Turning Point, a radio station and podcast. My utmost respect. And everybody that has suffered violence, death of family members, please, my condolences, because we need to be in a better world, more united and less free of mental health. Thank you so much again. Thank you, First Financial Bank. Thank you, Lone Star Community Radio. Thank you, Dick, for being with us. And we'll see you in our next edition. Vamos a verlos en nuestra próxima edición. Muchísimas gracias por estar con nosotros, por pertenecer a la familia de Voces en Acción y de Su Voz. Y nos vemos en nuestra próxima edición. Que pasen buenas tardes, buen día, buenas noches, donde quiera que usted esté. Y a sus órdenes, Jenny Rosales. Hey, this is Jenny from Voces en Acción. First Financial Bank can help those who wish to purchase their own home but do not have a Social Security. Their IT and home loan can be a perfect option for those in that situation. They're able to be reached and they can help you at 936-439-1800. That number is 936-439-1800. The American dream, it is at the reach with First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank, it is an equal housing lender, member of FIDC. Hola, soy yo, Jenny, de Voces en Acción, y vamos a hablar sobre nuestro patrocinador, First Financial Bank. First Financial Bank le puede ayudar a quienes desean comprar su propia casa, pero no tienen un número de seguro social. El préstamo hipotecario de ITN puede ser una opción perfecta para quienes están en esta situación. Estamos aquí para ayudarles y los puede contactar al 936-439-1800. El número es 936-439-1800. El sueño americano está al alcance con First Financial Bank. Prestamista de vivienda adquisitiva, miembro FIDC.